Hi everybody. One of the things we were doing in class today was we were making an archway out of a cylinder and bending it around a pivot point. So I'm gonna show you how I was doing that today. So at the moment I'm in perspective mode. I was doing it today in front view. So what you're looking to do to start with this is trying to get your center of the world down to the left. We want to click on, in the polymodeling shelf, click on cylinder and bring that in, and we're going to stretch that out. You press R to adjust the scale, the vertical scale, and when you get it to something that's about right, you just press W and manipulate it in like so. Now I just want to bring that down so we can see the whole thing. Okay, so one of the first things we want to do is we want to add some subdivisions to the height to make it as smooth as we can. Click on your object and go over to your channel. Whoa, pardon me. Going over to your channel box, click on the shape, and then click in subdivisions and just type in about 100 to the height. We just want to try and make it as smooth as we can. Now, one of the other things we need for this is going to be soft select to be on. So double click on the rotation tool and just make sure it is on. It's off there at the moment, so you put it on. Now, I was saying today that you really have to get this pretty much right, depending on what it is you're trying to do. So I tried this at 1 and it's perfectly okay. You could, if you want, bring it up to about 2. Really high, really low is going to cause a problem, and we're going to be working with the volume, not the surface. So, but play around with this because this can make a big difference to how this works. Okay, now the pivot point is next. You press and hold D to move your pivot point. So that's it there, you press D. And what we're looking to do is, with our pivot point, we want it to be level with the part of the cylinder that's not going to be bending. So I'll show you how we're going to do that now. So I'm just going to move it out of the way just for a second. Okay. So I'm going to click on the object and I'm going to go into face mode. You can see there it's in face mode. And the soft select is on. And I'm going to select more than half, but not quite 2/3 of this, like so. Okay. Now I'm going to press D to control my pivot, and I'm going to bring the pivot down till it's about level with the beginning of the part we didn't select. Okay, ideally we're going to be bending the tube around this pivot point, so it is trial and error. So, and it should be about halfway in between the arch. So we're going to try that and see how it goes. And we grab the inner circle and just drag it to the right, and you can see that's not too bad. Just as it gets too far, it will crap out on us. Okay, so that's kind of okay. If we press 3, it'll be super smooth, so that's fine. So what we do now is we're going to turn off soft select because we absolutely don't need that anymore. We're going to select all the pieces we don't want, so we turn that off. That's fine. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select all of the everything that's dropped below the line that we don't need. So we're going to right click and go back into face mode. I'm just going to very quickly and briefly just select those and delete them. I'm going to go back into perspective mode like so. I'm going to come out. And now, so you can see it there. It's actually quite smooth. It's not too bad. Mild gamminess. You can always correct that manually if you wish. Okay. So so that's pretty much it, basically. What we've done is we've just made an archway out of a cylinder. Now, as I was saying today, we're probably going to be flattening this and pressing it up onto a wall to give it the illusion of having special stone piece mounted on the wall. So it's probably going to end up like that. We're just going to press it up against the wall that we're going to map a texture onto. But that'll pretty much do it. And once you make one of those, you can duplicate it as many times as you want. All right, that's it. So if you have any queries or questions, just give us a shout. There was one other thing. Somebody was saying that they might be looking to turn it into a different shaped arch, depending what it was they wanted to do. What you can do is, if you want, you can go into vertex mode and you can select some of the top vertices there, and you can drag those up if you wish to give the arch a kind of a pointed shape. You can also select those two, and you can broaden it out like so to give it some height. So you can play around with those because there's a lot of things you can do with this. There's a lot of adjustments. Apart from kind of moving them out, you can also physically move them up and down. So once you actually get your basic arch shape, you can play around with it as much as you want. If the vertexes aren't in the right places. I can show you how to add more, but play around with that for the moment with just the basic shape and just get used to trying the different soft select settings and see how that goes, because it can make or break the whole thing. Okay, so give that a go. If you have any questions, give me a shout.